You squawked, I talked, they listened. The one common point of failure with the ETM RTR and light variant from Electro&Co, that sweet electric pit bike that has a little bit of an Achilles heel that would snap under battle, so to speak, that stock chain I'm obviously referring to. Now all new bikes, the RTR Heavy 72 volt and the 60 volt light, are coming with the thick chain right out of the box, which is the chain that I have installed on Betty White, my RTR Heavy build. But I do want to share my thoughts on what the issue was with the stock chain. Granted, this is all antidotal now. You suck down the antidote because it's been fixed. Here's the issue with the chain, and if you buy a used unit off Facebook Marketplace, or you bought your bike up until a few months ago, I don't have the exact date, my apologies, then you're going to need to upgrade the chain to one of the two variants. The stock chain catches a lot of flack and gets kicked in the sack, rightfully so. It is the one common point of failure on this bike. Now, if you have the 60 volt light, or you ride your 72 volt heavy in a non-torque inducing manner, you're not in some deep, thick, loose sand pit using all of the available torque, and maybe you don't have the high torque mod motor, you might be able to get away with the stock chain for the lifespan of your electric pit bike. However, no matter what camp you're in or how you ride your bike, a couple of pains are going to affect you. The first one is, in order to keep from sounding grindy, chuggy, and making your bike sound like utter poop, it's thirsty for lubricant. It doesn't really retain lubricant. Also, it does need to be tightened right now. That's another thing I want to point out. Look how far extended my chain tension adjustment here is on the rear axle. These stock chains stretch an astronomical amount, the first ride particularly, but even after that, I would recommend checking it after every few rides, or if your bike starts sounding or feeling a little chuggy, because you might have a loose goose that needs to be tightened and lubricated. Electro&Co does offer two aftermarket variants, this gold bad boy over here and their thick chain. Now, a quick cosmetic note, I do think that the gold chain looks better if you do have the gold forks. That probably won't matter for a lot of you, but if you're trying to do some color-coded themed build, then the stock or highest end thick chain, as they call it, looks better in my opinion with the silver swing arm and silver forks of the non-Saronster version. The thick chain is about $5 more expensive and does require less frequent lubricating and tensioning, and I have heard from forums down the grapevine, if you shall, that it's a better option for off-road riding, although that may be some anecdotal bullshit in a Reddit forum. Either way, the stock chain is not great, and you heard me complaining about my bike sounding like poop in the last riding vlog when I was cruising with my boy Drew, especially near the end of the ride when this chain had loosened up a little bit. But I will tell you right now, when the stock chain gets loose and dry, it sounds terrible, especially if you're on the ultra lightweight sprocket, either the big boy or the smaller diameter one. This seems to reverberate sound acoustically a little bit more than the steel, much heavier joint. So you're gonna notice a really nasty sounding bike if you don't upgrade your chain or just maintain the piss out of your stock chain, which may inevitably snap on you. You got a little bit of rust, it looks like, in there. And this bike is always stored indoors. Never really rode in any rain or anything. Maybe zip through a puddle. I don't know where the rust is coming from. A little bit of grease on my finger. That's good to see, but she's pretty much bone dry. Also needs tensioning, but where am I gonna go? I don't really have a lot of room here. Might be time to pop on that aftermarket chain. And there's also a bent link somewhere on this bad boy. When I say bent, it's not the side of the linkage, it's just the whole thing is like that. So that's probably where that chuggy sound was coming from last ride. Another thing that needs mentioned is how frequently the two aftermarket chains are out of stock, because I feel like it's probably the most common item scooped up by RTR owners. And in that regard, I do wish that Electro&Co was able to keep those bad boys on the shelf readily available, as I've signed up for email alerts twice now and not received the email when the product is back in stock. I even checked my junk or trash folder. It's not in there. I just happen to check the Electro&Co site damn near every day to see if any new parts are out that I can blow my fucking money on. But yeah, you know.